نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I hope that everybody is doing fine inshallah, and today is going to be our fifth session, and yes, the weekend will be off inshallah, so inshallah we will try to cover a bit more today than the usual lesson, so that you get to have time to revise all of these letters inshallah in the weekend. And after the weekend, what we can do is that we can make a comparison of letters, right? A comparison of letters, the sound of which are actually alike, very similar, you can say. So we will make a difference between them so that you get to have a clear understanding of how certain sounds which might which might look similar to you, they are actually different. So for today's session inshallah we will cover a bit more letters than the usual. We have been doing 5 letters a day, right? But for today we will inshallah be doing 9 letters. So yes, I have once again marked the letters that we have done and encircled the letters that are remaining, and inshallah we will cover today. So these letters will be, the first one being paw, paw, paw letter, right? So the next letter will be wa, wa. The next letter is letter fa, fa. The next letter is qaf, qaf. This letter is kaf, kaf. This one was qaf, qaf. And this is kaf. This is letter lam, lam. Okay, and the next letter is meme, meme. This letter is noon, noon. And the last one is wow, wow, right? So we will inshallah cover these for today. Let's move on to the first 5 that we will see. The first letter is paw letter, paw. And I have marked below it that this sound does not exist in English, right? So let us write side by side as well how we will write. Let's do the writing. Okay, so the paw letter, we write it like this. Okay, like this. Paw letter. And the sound of this does not exist in English. The next letter is wa, wa. Just the same shape but a dot on top of it, right? Wa. And again, this sound is not in English. We will inshallah see these. The next letter is fa letter. Fa. So this letter is, the same as English alphabet F. So we write it like this, right? And fa, and a dot on it. Fa. The next letter is off, off, and again, this sound is not in English. Off. How do we write it like this? Off. Okay. The next letter is kaf, kaf. This was off. This is kaf. This letter is similar to the K of English, K. And we write it like this, and sometimes you will see it written like this as well. A symbol here. So you can, it is written in both ways. So this is how we write these letters. Let's look at the next 4 that we will do, right? So in this slide, there are like 5 letters, and you are already familiar with these 2 letters, which is like fa and kaf, but the 3 letters we will inshallah be explaining them inshallah. The next 4 letters, they are very easy inshallah, and all of you are familiar with all of these letters. So let's see, the first letter is lam, lam. This lam letter, this is same sound as the L letter of English. Lam. The next letter is noon. Noon. And this letter has a, dot in the middle, right? So noon. Just like N of English, right? And the next letter is meme letter. We just write it like this, or you might see it like this as well, right? Written like this. Okay. 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 So this letter is meme letter. The sound of it is just like M of English, right? Meme. This letter is wow letter. And again, you are familiar with the sound of this letter as well from English letter W. Wow. Okay, so let's see the details on this slide. You're familiar with all of these four letters. So the first letter here is O, and I mentioned that this sound is not there in English, right? So, but what happens is that you will be familiar with this very easily. Why? Because this letter is a heavy version of the letter we have already done. We did this letter ta, right? This letter with two dots on top of it, ta letter. So how did we articulate it? This letter is that tip of the tongue. We touch that with the back of our upper teeth, and you can say the roots, the back roots of our upper teeth, and that is how we articulated this letter ta, ta. And I mentioned that the sound of it is not t sound of English, t sound. This is a light sound when we say ta. So this letter, this is a heavy version of this ta, which means that the articulation of both of these letters is same, of this ta and this pa. The articulation is same, this ta is light and this pa is heavy. Pa. This pa is heavy. And that is why, you see that I have written W at the end. Pa for the sound of it, right? W at the end, which means that I am mentioning that this is a heavy letter here. Pa. What I can just, the tip is that for this letter, touch the tip of your tongue at the back of your upper teeth very, lightly. Just make a light sound of the. But for this letter, it is necessary that you touch the tip of your tongue at the back of your upper teeth with strength. First point, with strength. And second point is that you raise the back part of your tongue to make this sound heavy. And you say paw rather than ta, ta or paw. So this is a heavy paw sound. And I have already mentioned 2 points, which is the first being that we will touch the tip of the tongue at the back of our upper teeth with strength. First point. The second point is that we will raise the back part of our tongue also. And then we say, for example, this word here is batara, batara, batara. I am not, making a empty mouth sound of ta here, ta. I am making a full mouth sound. I am saying pa, batara, batara. Okay, so the next example is طعام, طا, طعام, طعام. The next word here is وسطا, وسطا, طن, وسطا. Okay, so this is a heavy form of letter ta. That is how these letters are different actually, okay? Let's do the next letter, which is letter dha, dha. So again, for the sound of it, I have, marked this starting Z because the sound is not like the Z letter of English, the Z letter, right? The sound is different. So this sound is not there in English, but uh, again, we have done a letter which is the letter. This letter with a dot on top of it, we have already did this. This letter is dhal, dhal, right? So for this letter again, the sound was not there in English, but we did the articulation, right? So the articulation of this the letter and this wa letter is same. What is the articulation? that we put the tip of our tongue at the tip of our upper teeth, right? At the edges of our upper two incisors. Tip of the tongue touches the upper tip of the upper two teeth, and we make this soft sound. But what will happen that for this dal, the sound will be light, and for this wa, the sound will be heavy. Just the way we did with ta and ta, the same is, with the dal and wa. Okay, so for wa, what you have to do is that you just raise the back part of your tongue, right? You raise the back part of the tongue to make it sound heavy, and you say wa. Everybody should be practicing as well, right? Side by side. You touch the tip of your tongue at the tip of your upper teeth, and also you try to make the sound heavy than this letter of dal. So let's say the sound, this is wa, wa, right? The sound is light, but it is heavy. It's light in terms of the way we are touching the tip of the tongue. We are not making any buzzing sound or any vibration in this, right? We are just saying wa, wa. Okay, so let's see the example is here. ظهر, ظهر, ظ. Okay, so the next word here is أظلم, أظلم. I am not saying as or as. I am making this sound as أو, أظلم. Okay, so the next example here is ظن, ظن. Okay, so we have done two letters, and the next letter is an easy one. This is letter fa, fa letter. And this letter has a sound, similar to English, which is F of English, just the way we say fire in English. Fire, fa at the start. This letter, has this quality that the air is removed, from our mouth when we say this. Af, when we say like af. So a lot of air is removed because of the articulation as well. That tip of our upper teeth, or you can say the edges of our upper teeth, they touch our inside of the lower lips, right? Tip of the tongue, tip of the upper teeth, they touch the inside of our lower lips, and air is removed as a result as well, and we say fa, fire. Okay, let's see this example of فأما فأما. This next word here is fasada, fasada, fa at the start, fasada. And in the next example, like afrig, afrig, right? So you should be intentionally removing a lot of air with it, because that is the quality of this letter. And we say afrig. Okay, so the next letter is qaf, qaf. Okay, so this sound is not in English, okay? And though I have written Q at the start, but that is not, again, not the exact sound of this letter. Okay, so how do we articulate this is letter? The back part of our tongue, it touches the soft palate above it with strength. Back part of the tongue, right? The very inside of our tongue. Back part of the tongue, it touches the soft palate with strength, and we make this sound as off, off, off. At the start, that is a heavy sound, right? This is the heavy letter, and we say off. Okay, so let's see the example, which is qatala, qa, qatala, qatala. This example here is aqbala, aq, aqbala. This example is, you must be familiar with this word of qala, qala, qa, right? I am not saying ka, kala. This is not the light sound of ka. This is a heavy, and we say qa. And that is why I have again written the W here for this, sound, which is like qaf. The sound you will hear, qa. qa, qaf, qatala, aqbala, qala. Okay, so the next letter is kaf letter. Kaf. This is a light letter, and you have, you already know the sound of K letter in English, right? Just the way we say kite, ka, kite. So this letter is, light letter, and this sound is a heavy one. This was off, qa sound. This is a kaf, ka sound. So let's see the example, which is ku, like, okay, so on noon letter here, there was another symbol. I have written this mistakenly. This was second here. So the letter was, so the word was kutu, kutu. At the start, there is letter kaf, ku, ku. Just very simple sound. Kutu. This next example is karama, ka, karama. Okay, the next example is akbara, akbara, ak. So these are three sounds, ku, ka, and the second form, akbara. So you will have to see the difference in these sounds as well. I'm saying qatala, qa, qa, a heavy sound at the start. Qatala. And this is karama, ka sound, light sound at the start. Karama and qa, qatala. Okay. So for now, you know the little difference, a little bit, or you should be knowing a bit more as well. So because we have, done the difference of the ta letter with pa letter, ta and pa. So this is the letter dal, which makes the sound of the letter, and the difference with the wa letter, the letter, the and wa. So this is the difference between them. And then, fa letter, which is a simple sound. And for this qaf and kaf, the difference between this heavy qaf and this kaf. So these were the five letters, and let's do the easy ones now, inshallah. You will just have to, for these four letters, you will just have to remember the way they are written, for because you are already familiar with the sounds of these letters. So on weekend, I expect that you will all, inshallah, try to write these 29 letters with their names, inshallah. And if you are just confused about, still confused about the sounds of certain letters, that you feel that they still, you still find them similar. So what you can do is that you need not to worry about them for now. You just, try to remember the names of the letters with their shapes for now. And then we will keep on revising these letters, and that way you will get the difference between the similar looking as well. So the next letter here is lam letter. Lam. And this letter is just like L of English again, just the way we say lamb. Lamb. Right? So let's see the example from Arabic as well. عليهم, عليهم. The lay sound here of lam, la. علي, la. عليهم. And this next word here, which is la, la. The next here is kulli, li here, kulli, lam letter with a kasra here. Kulli. Okay. So the next letter is noon letter. Noon. So this letter is just again, the same way we say N of English, noon, noon. And see the example of nice, nice. So the way we say na'am, na, na'am, duni, duni. The ni sound here with the kasra, duni. This word here, faman, the n sound at the end, faman. Okay, so the next letter is meme letter, meme. So this sound is just the way we say mind, m sound here of M letter, mind. Okay, meme letter, and the example from Arabic is of word ma, ma, right? So for this meme letter, we simply are using our two lips and saying ma, and the example of Maryam, Maryam, right? Ma at the start, Maryam. And the next example is يعلمون, يعلمون. Mu here, meme letter with a dhamma on it. يعلمون. Okay, so these two letters, which is like noon and meme letter, they are nasal letters, two nasal letters of Arabic. And they are very important because, they come just so many times in Quran. And also they have some rule, which is attached to them as well. So, for that, you need to remember that there are two nasal letters, which is noon letter and meme letter. And the rule that we, do times and again in Quran that comes is of ghunna rule. Ghunna, right? We will inshallah see that. What is the rule? So for now, you just need to remember that noon and meme are two nasal letters, just the way I made you remember. I just asked you that you are supposed to remember the six letters of throat, right? Because they are also very important. So you need to remember the six letters of throat, and now we have like another thing to remember, yeah, especially which is two nasal letters, noon and meme. So because their articulation points are very similar, very close, of this noon letter, of this meme letter, and this wow letter. Okay, not noon letter, sorry, of meme letter and wow letter, the articulation points are very close. The lam and noon, the articulation of these two are very close, right? So the next letter here is wow letter. Wow. And this is the same sound as W of English. Wow. Wow. Okay, and we say like wet, wet, right? So the example here is walau, walau. Okay, so the sound, you are already familiar with this letter. So the difference is just we focus a lot on the quality of letters as well in Arabic, which is like the sifat of letter. First, there is articulation of letter. One point is the articulation of letter, and the second point you need to remember is that there are sifat of the letter. Sifat means the qualities of letters. Just the way I said, of noon and meme, that they are the nasal letters. That is actually a quality of the letters. They make a nasal sound when we say noon and meme. You feel a little vibration in your nose, vibration or this humming sound in your nose. For this wow letter, there is a quality that you are supposed to shape your lips round when you say wow letter. You can do that, not shaping the lips round properly as well. You can just say casually wow, but if you will try to shape your lips properly round and wow, wow, that will be the exact sound of this letter. So let's see, the example was walau. We could just say simply walau very casually. The vowel sound at the start, we can just say very casually walau. But that is not the correct way to say it. If you want to say the proper sound, you for vowel letter here with a fatha, you shape your lips round as well. And you just say wa, walau, right? So shaping your lips round for the first vowel and this vowel here as well. Walau. And the next example is qawmin. Qaf letter that we have just done, which is the heavy qaf letter, and then we are joining that with the waw letter next and saying qawman, qawmin, qawmin, right? The next word here is tawallaw, tawallaw. We are just, as we are just doing the basics of everything, so I would just say that you be very serious about remembering the qualities of the letters as well, because I will just be repeating these things again and again afterwards as well. I'll just keep saying that, make your lips round, shape your lips round when you're saying wow letter, and make nasal sound on letter noon and meme, and I will just keep on repeating them, but it is better that you do these qualities of the letters from the start as well. You you start applying the qualities of letters from the start as well. So whenever you see a vowel letter, just shape your lips round and say ta and wallow, the wallow. Okay, so these were the four letters. You are already familiar with, inshallah, the sounds of them, and you just need to remember the way they are written and their names in Arabic. So, let's kind of revise these letters and, the previous letters that we have done as well. Again, you see this chart in front of you, and which has like all of these letters, because alhamdulillah we have completed the articulation of the 29 letters of Arabic. And we are already familiar with these sounds for now, just a bit even though, right? So let's just do all of this kind of exercise with fatha, kasra, and dhamma of all of these letters. Okay, so let's keep do this with me, but obviously you will have to keep your mics mute for that. But just say these sounds out loud with me. So the first here is Hamza, right? So a, I, U. And I said that whenever there is going to be these three basic symbols of short vowel sounds in Arabic, we are just not supposed to make them too long or too short. They are just for like 1 second or 2 second, and we just say a, I, U, ba, bi, bu. Ba letter, we join the lips with strength when we say ba, ba, bi, bu. So again, people can say just ba very lightly as well. We can say ba, bi, boo, right? But when we say that with strength, that is, that makes it beautiful. So we say ba, bi, boo. And that is how we give proper time to every letter with their articulation and their qualities as well. And that is what we learn in Tajweed, right? Tajweed means like proper way to recite each letter with their perfect articulation and everything. So if you want to make your Tajweed better, just recite every letter very properly. The next letter here is ta letter, the light ta letter with two dots on top, and we say ta, ti, tu, ta, ti, tu, right? So the next letter here is tha letter, tha. Tip of the tongue touches the tip of our upper teeth, and we say this letter very softly, and we say tha, thi, su, tha, thi, su. No whistle sound in this letter, okay? No whistle sound. We just say tha, thi, su. The sound does not exist in English. The next letter is Jeem letter. Jeem. J. So here this is J, D, do. Again, just like letter Ba, I said you are supposed to say the sound with strength. So same with this letter. The sound we make is with strength. And we say J, D, do, right? J, D, do. The next letter is Ha letter. Ha. And yes, this is the letter of throat, right? From the six letters of throat that we did, and this ha comes from the middle portion of our throat, and we have to, this is like an airy letter. A lot of air is removed from our mouth when we say this, and we say ha, ha, he, hu, right? Ha, he, hu. I gave you an example for this letter as well. That just the way we in winters, children, they blow the air on windows and they make this sound, right? So to do, for the fog to accumulate on the glass or window. So just the way you try to make that, you try to do that, and then after that you make the sound of H letter. So we say ha at the start, we make the airy sound, and then we say the sound of a, ha, ha, and he, who, ha, he, who. Okay, so the next letter is ho, ho. This letter is again a letter of throat, and this comes from the portion of our throat that is the upper one, and this has this scratch in this as well. And we say ho, he, who, ho, he, Who. And if you will not make the scratch sound in this, your sound will just become similar to this ha that we have done. So for these, this is the quality of this letter, right? So for that for that reason, you have to intentionally make this scratch and abrasion in the sound, and you say ho, hui, hu. And this is again a heavy letter, so our back part of the tongue is working as well to make the sound heavy. The next letter is dal letter. Dal. The. And I said that this is not the D sound of English, right? You are supposed to avoid that D sound. That is not the D sound. This is a light sound, and tip of the tongue, it touches the back of our upper teeth, and we say the sound, just the way we say this in English. This. So that is the sound. And we say the, di, do, the, di, do. The next letter here is the letter. Zal. And we have made a comparison of this letter with the wa today, right? So this is a light letter. And tip of the tongue, it touches the tip of our upper teeth, and we say this letter very softly, the sound. The, lu, lu, right? And this next letter is raw letter. Raw. This is the same as the R of English. Raw. Ri, ru. Raw, ri, ru. Okay. The next letter is z letter. Z. So once again, a letter that the sound of which we make with the strength, just the way we did with ba, to make that sound very prominent, ba, and the d, dream sound, d. So same is the case with z. Why we make this sound with strength is that this letter has this quality, that this has this buzzing sound, this vibration that we hear, z. Z. So for that matter, we have to just stay for a moment and make our teeth come closer, and we just make Z, Z, Zoo. And how this is different than the upper letter? This was the soft one without any buzzing sound. The, and this is Z, Z. The soft one, light one, the, and articulation is different as well for this, right? Tip of the tongue touches the tip of our upper teeth. For this, the articulation is different altogether, and not only that, there is this buzzing sound. The, z, zoo. The next letter here is seen letter, just like the S of English. Sa, sa. This has this whistle sound in it. Sa, si, su. Sa, si, su. Okay, let's do the next exercise as well. The next letter is sheen letter, sha. For this letter, the air just like spreads in our mouth, and we say sh. The sh sound we make at the start. Sh, she, shu. Just like the sh sound in English of shoe word. Sh, she, shu. The next letter is fod. Fod. This is a heavy letter, and let's make the sound of it like for, 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 flee, foo, for, flee, foo. Right? This is a heavy letter, and for this letter, the back part of the tongue is raised to make it sound heavy than the seen letter that we did. The seen letter was sa, si, su. Our mouth was empty, right, when we were saying the sa, si, su. For this letter, our mouth is just a full, like it feels full, and we are raising the back part of the tongue, and we are saying this heavy sound, which is for. For, flee, foo. I mentioned the example of English word SAW, saw. For, flee, foo. The next letter here is bod. Bod, right? And this letter, I mentioned that this sound is not there in English language or many other languages as well. This is like a new sound. And how do we articulate it? We take the back, like the two sides of the back part of our tongue, or you can just take one side of the back part of your tongue as well, right? And we touch that with the upper molar wisdom teeth. and we say law, law, right? For this letter, I am not mentioning the start, like the front part of the tongue, even though that part is, somewhat used as well. But, specifically, I'm mentioning the back part of the tongue. So, because whenever this letter comes, you just imagine that you are raising the back part of your tongue with utmost, you can say, struggle or something. So, you are doing, everything by keeping the back part of your tongue in your mind. So, the back part of the tongue, it touches these, like the sides of the back part of the tongue, they touch the upper molar wisdom teeth, and you know you touch them with strength as well. Otherwise the sound will be like the dal letter. So this is like a heavy sound, and we say lo, lo, li, lu, lo, li, lu. Okay, so the next letter is pa, that we just did today. Pa letter, pa, pi, pu, and tip of the tongue touches the back of our upper teeth with strength, and back part of the raised as well. Okay, so the next letter, this we have done today as well. This is a wa, vi, lu, which was the heavy version of the letter. So this is wa, vi, vu. This was la, la, li, lu. This is wa, vi, vu. Their articulation is, altogether different. For this, the back part of the tongue was used. For this, tip of the tongue is touching the tip of our upper teeth. Like very different, right? So the articulation is very different and the sound is different because of that as well. This next letter is Ain letter. Ain. This letter is one of the 6 letters of throat, and this comes from the middle portion of our throat. And we say ah, 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 ri, ru. Ah, ri, ru. This is not the sound of Hamza. I'm not saying a, e, u, right? I am making the sound from my throat, and I'm saying ah, ri, ru. And the muscles of your middle portion of the throat, you just tighten them a bit, and you constrict the passageway. And then when you produce a sound, the sound of this comes. Ah, ah, ri, ru. The next letter is Ghain letter, again a letter of throat, and this has this gargle sound, and we say Gha, 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 Ri, Ru, Gha, Ri, Ru. Okay, Gha, Ri, Ru. This next letter we did today, which is like Fa letter, F of English, Fa, Fi, Fu. The next 2 letters we did today as well. Qaf letter, the heavy qaf. So we say qa, qi, qu, qa, qi, qu. And this is the light one. Ka, ki, ku, ka, ki, ku. The difference in the articulation is that for this, the back part of the tongue, it touches the soft palate with strength. And for this kaf, back part of the tongue, it touches the soft as well as hard palate, lightly kind of. So we say ka, ki, ku. And the next letter is lam. We did today la, li, lu. Next letter is meme, and we say ma, mi, mu. Okay, let's do the last part. Letter noon and the nasal letter, and we say na, ni, nu. The vowel letter wa, we, woo, intentionally shaping your lips round for this letter, and we say wa, we, woo. This letter is ha letter, and we write it in like this as well, the way we say like this round o kind of way. So this is ha letter, again a letter of throat. This comes from the portion of our throat that is near to our chest and makes a very clear sound of ha, ha, he, who. The sound is like the English alphabet H, but you feel this hemming sound because that is, coming from the portion of our throat near to our chest. So that is why we say ha, he, who, ha, he, who. The next is again a letter of throat, Hamza letter, right? So this sound is a, e, u, a, e, u. And the last one is ya letter, ya, yi, you. Ya, ye, you. And for this letter, I specifically mentioned that you are supposed to avoid your teeth to come closer and make this j sound. That is not the sound, but rather middle portion of your tongue is raised towards the palate, and you say yeah, yeah, ye, you. Okay, Alhamdulillah, that is it for today. We completed like the 29 letters of Arabic, and I hope that you are practicing on your own as well with regards to the way we write these letters and their names as well, inshallah. So that is it for today. If you have any query,